Hi everybody, welcome to Wait a Minute, my videos, my thoughts, and I'm sharing them with you. This is the special Wire Up My Nose edition. Can you see that? It's really gross. It's no big deal. Everything's fine. It is an acid monitor. Ooh! So I can't drop no acid right now. I'm good. Some people will get that, some people won't. That's fine. Yeah. I had stuff to say, but I got all sidetracked with this thing in my nose. Imagine, if you will, a bug flying up, way up, and moving around. That's kind of what this feels like every time anything happens to my face, because it moves a little bit inside there. So yeah, it's weird. Anyway, it's monitoring things in there. I need to, to explain this for a second. I have vocal cord damage from when I had my lung disease that I had, and it did a lot of damage to my vocal cords, blah, blah, blah. Recently, I've been having a lot of hoarse type issues where my throat is weird and laryngitis and stuff. Pretty bad. Can't sing anymore. I can't, a lot of times talking is really labored. Anywho, it's a thing. So that's why we're finding out if the acid's causing it to not heal right, or if it's just not healing the way we expected it to. So we're working on it. Anywho, that's out of the way now. Can get back to real stuff. Don't keep staring at my nose. I know that that's going to be something that you're going to have to stare at now. So, yeah, and I'm not going anywhere after this. So no one's going to see it in the store or anything. If they did, I'd be wearing a mask, so no one knows. I can wear a mask and no one will know. I don't wear a mask, well, you know what I mean. Anywho, so this is coming out really weird so far. Let me see if I can save it. See if I can go in at the final hour and rescue this video. So, it's monitoring me. Two things. One, I need God to monitor me. I need God's people to monitor me. I need somebody that's going to come to me and say, you know what, your acid's getting a little high, or your acid's getting a little low, or, I think I know what the problem is. Not so much that I think I know what the problem is, but, maybe you could say, I was like that when I did this, or when I had that. So, making it personal, you're more than welcome to come to me and be a monitor for my life, because we're supposed to all be that way for each other. Not judgmental as in harsh judgments, but, evaluate and appreciate, and tell me what's going on. I'll do the same for you. But we also have like a built-in measuring thing, not the one in my nose, one that's naturally inside of us. And I'm gonna try to explain this the way that it is the way that it works in my head to understand. So I'm gonna say it that way. There is condemnation, which means I pass judgment on you, and then there's conviction, which means, dude, clear that up. You know what? That needs to be fixed. Okay? And we do that to each other all the time. Rarely do we use conviction to help somebody. Oftentimes we'll be all judgmental and be like, oh, this, all that, or you're doing that. I'm gonna talk to you and tell you how dumb you are, or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so there's like a inside of us there is that built in. And we have to remember which one's conviction and which one's condemnation. Conviction is a restorative evaluation of you. If I see, like, for example, if it's a human thing, if I see you screwing up and I come to you and be like, dude, what's going on? Are you okay? Let's work on this together, and come alongside you, put my arm around you. That's conviction. Condemnation is, well, you did it now. It's all over for you. You're going to have no life. And, truthfully, the one that came to my mind just now is a lot of parents do that. A lot of parents are trying really hard to help their kid be everything their kid needs to be, right? But they're hurtful in the way they do it because they use judgmentalism instead of convictionism. I could say judgment instead of conviction, but I'm Wade McAllister. I do what I want. So, here's the deal, guys. This isn't a long thought out process. I didn't come up with, hey, let me study this message to bring on my channel or anything like that. What I did was I thought about it. What I did was I thought about what it meant to me And then I turned around and explained it to you the way I felt. But the ultimate message of what I'm saying is, I talk to a lot of people that think when you talk to them, like, you know, in my position, I talk to a lot of people and be like, dude, you okay? And because this is going on, you know. So I can come off, because I talk to people, and that's what I do, that's my calling. Sometimes people think I'm being judgmental, but truthfully, I am not. I am in no place to judge anybody. I got issues, I got problems. I don't want anybody being judgmental, but you know, people come alongside you and encourage you and like help convict your heart. You know, that word sounds awful, but it doesn't mean what you think it does. You know, we got this word convict, as in I'm going to convict you of your crime, but that's not the same. You know, we get it. We think it's a hurtful word, but it's really not. Judgment, condemnation. That's bad. Condemnation is like giving up hope. It's like, you know, I want to slam all over you for that. I want you to be done. You're out of here. You're no longer a human. You know, just like completely alienating somebody. That's condemnation. Now, okay, I'm going to say this one. This is for parents as well as kids. When you exercise tough love, which is fine. Tough love exists, and it's not a bad thing. I think it's good for everybody involved if there is some tough love sometimes exercised. But here's what I want to say about that. There's tough love, and then there's cruelty. Some parents don't know when to stop, and they bring the tough love into the cruelty level. I'll say this for example. Years ago, there was a shelter, and that I was aware of, that I was around, and their job was to take in homeless people and people with problems and help them, and, you know, give them a place to stay and meals and all that stuff. And one night in the winter, it was like, I want to say it was 20 degrees or 19 degrees, something like that. It was really cold. And the rule at the shelters, you have to be there by a certain time, and you can't be on anything, drinking alcohol, whatever, or drinking drugs, whatever the situation is. And I don't know if he was drinking or on drugs. I don't know that. But I know there was a man, and he came to the door of this shelter that's supposed to help him. And he came there, he asked them to let him in, and they would not do it. They said it was against their rules, against their policy, they would not do it. So that was sorry, the guy in front of me just pulled out in front of me, like, I almost hit his back end because he's that close. Idiot. Anyway, oh, it hurts when I laugh. So, get back where I was. Because it was against their rules, because it was against their policy, they could not let him in. They would not let him in, not could not, would not. The next morning, he was found behind the building, in between the building and a dumpster, frozen to death. Okay? And I know that's an old term. I should have said he died from hypothermia or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, he froze, basically. He died from the cold. And all because they wouldn't let him in. They were exercising tough love and saying, you know, I got to stick to my rules. This is my rules. This is the way it's going to be. We have no room for bending our rules because we love you, but we're not going to let you get by with that. And it killed him. And I wrote a big piece for the newspaper. A big piece. I wrote a editorial. I wrote to the editor. Let's put it that way. And there's a big. They put most of my letter in the paper because I couldn't believe that a group of people that are called to help people, and I seek donations all the time, whatever else. I mean, I donated to them all the time until they let this guy freeze behind the building. Guys, that's not tough love. That's cruelty. You know, now I think a lot of places, most places have a cold weather exemption to that. If it's really cold, they let them in no matter what. Well, basically no matter what. And that's good. But back then, that was a prime example of what tough love can go awry and become cruelty. So, said all that to say this. Monitor yourselves. Monitor your people you're close to. You know, help each other. No judgment. And don't take tough love to the point where it's cruel. Because that's not love anymore. It's just cruelty. Okay? I love you guys. My time's up. Have a great day. Talk to you. Bye.